This Jeep is really old. And so all of these seals here are drying out, getting cracked, and looking pretty awful. Just like me. But I think I might be able to fix them for cheap. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda out here with Project Overlander, this '06 Jeep Commander Limited, and I've been working on her a while just to get her ready for the great outdoors because I don't want her to strand me out where I am going to be found years later being identified by my dental record. So one of the things that I want to do here is just make sure all these seals are nice and rejuvenated. One, to keep out the elements and keep the car nice and weatherproof, but also hopefully to keep them from breaking as well as maybe look a little bit better. You can see here, in some of this area, the rubber looks white, right? It's kind of weird. Scratching it makes it look darker. So I have actually washed the car here, but that's still what it looks like. But more than anything, this is supposed to be a softer rubber. It kind of moves a little, but it's starting to get pretty hard. And on the inside, these door seals here, you want these nice and plump, nice and moist, like a delicious Marie Callender pie. See, when these get compressed, they don't put enough pressure on the door, keep out the wind, the rain, and the noise, and you don't want to replace these. Yeah, it's not exactly expensive rubber or anything, but finding the right thing, getting it to work, man, taking a little time and effort to protect some of these rubber moldings, I think it pays off in spades. Now, I have used some products in the past, like 303 and then Jugendlachen Flügelflut, and they've all seemed to work pretty well. But I was like, man, is there anything cheaper? I don't want to spend $20 every time I want to condition some seals and some rubber and some plastic. So I found this. Let's take a look. This is the product that caught my eye. It's by Dupont, and maybe I shouldn't be so impressed by brand names, but the name gives me a little more comfort than some sort of Shark Tank brand built out of a basement that I don't know how well it works. I think we can all agree that, Dupont isn't going to throw their name on something that doesn't work at all. There's got to be some sort of corporate bureaucracy that makes sure that it passes enough tests that it can advertise this. It's a seal saver, protects gasket, door, trunk, window, sunroof seals, just about everything that I need here. So that's one of the reasons that it caught my attention. It's just a big company. I haven't tried this out before. You can see we get a decent amount. It's a smaller bottle here. But the second thing that really impressed me about this is that you can buy those small bottles of 303 or and they're like $20 a bottle, but this is only $6. So obviously that's going to fall on the Panda radar there. Ding, 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 ding. That's a hit. So I thought, man, why don't we try this? See if it works pretty well, because if this will save the gaskets for a few bucks, dude, this is going to be a winner. Let's try it out. All right, so the instructions are pretty straightforward here. It says to apply to applicator, rub on, spreading evenly, avoid eye contact. It may cause discomfort. Apply 2 times per year. All right, here's the applicator, and a nice little thing. It's like a little scrub pad with a holder here, so that's pretty nice. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, drop some drops on here, and we'll try applying it to the door seals, these seals, some of the plastic around the windows, some of the harder plastic, even that rubber right down here where it's supposed to kind of pinch up to the glass, and all this stuff could use a little restore. So let's see how it does. I'm actually a little worried that this might not be enough to do such a big car, big manly car, lots of real estate on these moldings. But at $6, it means I could buy another bottle. It just means I'm going to have to skip lunch. So let's get to it. All right, let's see it go on here. Ooh, shiny. Certainly darkens it up. Kind of want to get in on everything. Some of these moldings open up a little bit like that. So you want to get in underneath, especially where it's going to open and close a lot. Those parts that move around, get compressed, need some loving. All right. I can see that I've wiped here. There are some dry spots. So I think this is one of those things where you'll keep moving, keep applying, keep moving. Just have the applicator in one hand, the bottle in the other. But I guess some of the products that have the applicator on the bottle already, and you just kind of squeeze the bottle, that's kind of nice. But so far, it goes on pretty easily. And I don't know why it bothers me so much that some of these products are so expensive. And then I find one that's literally a third of the price of the others, and it seems to be doing the same job. So if it is, it's going to be one of my new favorite products. So let's get it on everything and check it out in the end. All right, I finished that half of the car, just moved over to this half of the car. I want to show you here, just looking at the bottle, I have about half a bottle left. In fact, I don't think it was filled up all the way. So one of my initial worries was, is this going to be enough to do my full car? And I tell you what, I have more door seals on here than I have had on any other car. There's a seal that goes all the way across the top, not just on the door, but on the door bottoms here. The doors go all the way up here. I've been doing the frames around the windows. So you should have more than enough to do a full car. The other thing I want to show you here is I'm just going to go ahead and lube up the applicator pad one more time. Sometimes when we look at some of these softer rubbers, right, this is kind of a little white. I was talking about this. It's like a light gray at best. And you want to have this stuff and you want to really darken up the plastic. And as you can see here, it does a pretty good job of that when it is wet. I'm putting that on there and all that little white stuff is gone. Put it up on the top, right? So that looks pretty good. Looks nice. Black and glossy. But I will tell you, when this dries, it seems to go completely invisible. And so you're going to have that kind of dry look again. And so if you want to use some sort of ceramic wax or some sort of conditioner on top of that, you know, where it's almost like a paint or a blackening agent or a polish, I think that's what you're going to want if you want that dark, wet look. But I really like this because I think it's actually kind of penetrating in there, conditioning them, rejuvenating them, keeping them from drying out. And so it's less about the look. Even though that looks pretty good right now, I think that's going to go away. It certainly has on the other side already when I've let that dry and then went to the interior rubber here. So this seems to be doing very, very well. Seems to be working nicely. It doesn't really have an odor. It goes on easily. There's plenty of it in this little $6 bottle. So if you want to condition your weather seals, door seals, plastic rubbers on your car, or maybe that rubber outfit you wear when you go clubbing, hey, I'll put a link to this in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.